Hey, well, Broken World Entertainment, and Noah Hawley is doing the rounds now, discussing Alien Earth, the upcoming series on FX, which is a prequel to at least the franchise overall, in terms of it's set well before any of the events in Alien, or Aliens, or Alien Romulus, or any of that stuff. But he's kind of giving a hint now of what we can expect to see. And he's even kind of teased there's a different style of Xenomorph in this show. So we'll have a look at this because it's interesting. But it says this over here. He was talking on the red carpet for the Emmys. This is where this came up. So it says Alien Earth showrunner Noah Hawley spoke about the upcoming Alien FX series on the red carpet of the Emmys yesterday, or whatever day it was on, where the writer had been nominated for 15 awards over the course of the series, including another 2 nominations in 2024. That part of this article, by the way, this is over on AVP Galaxy, but they kind of screwed up a bit there when saying he was awarded 15 nominations over the course of the series. What series? Because it's not the Alien FX series. How could you be nominated for something no one's seen? But they were probably meant to say over the series of the Emmys or something. Whatever. It's just that part of the article is a bit weird. So while the timeline choice and decision to set the series on Earth has caused some contention among the fandom, the decision to set an alien story on Earth is often seen as a detriment to Ripley's entire arc in the main Alien films. The series creator is excited about the prospect. Talking to Deadline on the red carpet, Noah Hawley told the outlet that, this is what he says now, it's an epic production. There's something about seeing a xenomorph in the wilds of Earth with your own eyes that is truly chilling to think of it moving here among us. And so, I can't tell you under what circumstances you'll see that, but you'll see it, and you're going to lock your door that night. So he's saying we can't tell you where and when you see xenomorphs running in the wild on Earth, but you're going to see it. Concept art that we've seen would indicate that they're in a forest somewhere, but we'll have to wait and see whether that actually is the case. I hope it's not running around in bloody suburbia again. We had that with Alien vs Predator Requiem. So it says Hawley also teased a little about the approach Alien Earth would take with this incarnation of the Xenomorph's design. So this is where he talks about this stuff. So he says, what was really fun for me was to really engage with the creature, bring some of my own thoughts to its design while not touching the silhouette. So obviously he wants to add things to it, maybe take things away, but you must be able to recognize that it's the Xenomorph, which is good. But some of the elements, as we know, whether the host is, informs what the final creature is. I just wanted to play around a little bit to make it as scary as it should be. If you're wondering what he's talking about there, it's known, especially when you see Alien 3, whatever the facehugger attaches to, parts of that DNA system influences what the end result Xenomorph will look like. Which is why you kind of had a dog version of the Xenomorph in Alien 3, because it attached to the dog in that movie. Spoiler, I suppose, if you haven't seen Alien 3. Do yourself a favour and don't bother. Variety also spoke to Hawley while he was on the red carpet and grilled him about what we could expect from Alien Earth. He said, it delivers everything that a great Alien movie delivers, and then there's a whole other world to it. Because of course, the movies are survival stories, and that's great for 2 hours. But if you're coming to make 30 or 40 or 50 hours of it, there's got to be a larger dramatic story. So this is probably where it's going into the whole android crap with the thing. When asked about the pressure he felt while adapting such an iconic piece of cinematic landscape, Hawley revealed the scope of the series, explaining that it was the most expensive he's worked on and that the series even shot with a nautical unit. It's a huge production. This is him now. It's a huge production, probably double the budget of anything I've ever made. We're filming in Thailand. We had a nautical unit at one point. It's a big endeavour. But I heard Denis Villeneuve said that he could never have made Dune unless he'd made every other thing before Dune. And I feel similar. You're just scaling the problems up, but you've solved them all before. So he's talking about they have massive budgets and whatnot. That's not necessarily a good thing either, because it kind of gives you a little more wiggle room, in my opinion, as opposed to having the actual pressure off. You need to nail this. I'm sure he has heavy confidence. Variety also asked if Hawley had spoken to Ridley Scott or Sigourney Weaver about Alien Earth, and he confirmed he had spoken to both. When asked about whether they had given their blessing, Hawley elaborated that, as much as we're building upon their work, the extended storytelling means that we can do something different with it. So he's not exactly elaborating on what they said there, is he? Elaborating further with IndieWire, Hawley talked about Scott had left him to his own devices while working on Alien Earth and had respect Hawley's creative vision. Yeah, because Ridley Scott was doing other crap and wasn't involved. His name is attached to it as executive producer, but he was never on set. Not one day was he on set. He really has no involvement with this one, thankfully. It says, though, I talked to Ridley. His company, Scott Free, is a producer on the show, and you know, Ridley is the man. He's the creator of this franchise. No, he isn't. I'm sick of people thinking he created the thing. He directed it, that was it, and brought it in last minute. He's come back to it later in his career and fucking destroyed it. But you know, like the Coen brothers, he was very respectful of the fact that I seem to know what I'm doing, and I have my own take on it. That's the thing with these films, is that they take on a life of their own, and at a certain point, you have to take a step back and let them be what they want to be. So he's talking a lot there about kind of, you know, yeah, you worked on it before and stuff, but this is my turn, basically. So it's kind of respect what I'm doing. I don't come into your projects and tell you what to do. Don't come into mine and tell me what to do, which I like that. The Hollywood Reporter also had the opportunity to catch up with Hawley, where he told them that he was currently working away on editing the episodes. So we don't really need to hear about that part. It's this part that's interesting. Hawley was also asked about the route Alien Earth would be taking with the realization of the alien effects, something that has caused some concern due to the CG alien in the recent teaser trailer, which I was concerned about as well. So he says, mostly practical. I prefer that. Obviously there's some CG, but I always want to feel it in the space and have the actors react to real things. I had a guy in a rubber suit. I had Weta, which is the special effects company, who worked on the original Alien, by the way, working with me. It's so exciting. So he's definitely talking about there that they seem to have the guy in the suit and stuff. And of course, here and there will be, obviously, CGI. Of course there would be. But it's just how the Xenomorph looked in that trailer was very CG and very obvious. So it's good to hear that he's saying, oh no, we've got mostly practical effects, but of course there will be some CG elements in there, here and there. That's everything we now have about Alien Earth, and of course it's coming out next year. But I just thought I'd throw this part in. New concept art for the Offspring, which appeared, spoiler I suppose, at the end of Alien Romulus. Of course, we know what that thing looked like and what a disaster it was. But there was other designs for it, and the other designs were a hell of a lot better. But this particular one I find interesting because it still has somewhat of the engineer's facial feature, which is but it's a lot more Xenomorph. The head is very Xenomorph, the body. But this one in particular had wings, and they had different styles of wings, but it originally had wings was one of the concepts. And I thought, that's weird, like, why does it have wings? We know the reason why the Offspring looked the way it looked, that it was part human, part Xenomorph, part engineer. If they went with this design, which is an interesting design, where did the wings factor in from? I would love to know that. And hopefully, if Alien Romulus comes out on Blu-ray, which I'm sure it will, I hope it has special features that include this type of stuff, where they could discuss where the idea for wings and stuff came from. And you can also see in this, these images for that concept art. Yes, it's not standing up, but you can see the idea of how tall it is to a person. And it seems like a standard size of a Xenomorph, kind of, as opposed to the thing being like 9.5 foot tall. And then there's this weird image that it's almost like a serpent of some sort with these massive legs. Even that looked better, creepier than what we ended up getting. Yeah, they made a weird decision with the Alien Romulus. But anyway, Alien Earth coming. Looks like it's going to be more practical effects. We will see Xenomorphs on Earth and all that good stuff. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.